It provides food for hundreds of different species of animals, especially in the otherwise harsh Arctic and Antarctic waters. The krillfish is also an interesting creature in its own right. These tiny animals emit light from their transparent bodies and hard shells. The name krill derives a Norwegian word that means small fry of fish, but it is actually a type of crustacean. The krillfish isn't a social species in the same sense as many birds and mammals. Nevertheless, they travel together in massive groups called swarms for protection. These swarms regularly migrate between the deeper waters in the daytime and shallower waters in the nighttime. Some swarms are so large that they're actually visible on satellite images. The krill move from place to place by floating along the ocean currents. When they encounter a predator, the krill can make a hasty escape by swimming rapidly backwards at a pace of around 10 body lengths per second. This is trick known as lobstering. The krill is a large order composed of some 86 species divided into two broad families. The family of Euphausiidae contains almost every single known species of krill. The family of Bentheuphausia contains only a single species. Here is just a small sample. Antarctic krill. Despite living in the inhospitable waters of the extreme south, this is perhaps the most abundant animal species on the planet. Ice krill. Living right off the coast of Antarctica, the ice or crystal krill is the furthest south of any krill species. Northern krill. This species is endemic to the northern parts of the Atlantic Ocean. Arctic krill. Measuring no more than an inch in length, this species is an important prey item for shearwaters, marine mammals, and some plankton-eating fish. Covered in a hard shell, this animal is a crustacean to its core. It has a long body divided into three sections, the cephalon, thorax, and abdomen, with a pair of antennae, 10 swimming legs, plus external gills to take in oxygen. It is also among the smaller species of crustacean, measuring no more than 2.4 inches long, or about the same size as a paperclip, and weighing a fraction of an ounce. They have transparent bodies that give off a rather bright glow. The light is a product of internal organs called photophores. It is not exactly known what purpose this light serves, but it might be related to camouflage or social signaling. The krill is sometimes mistaken for a shrimp because of the similarities between their long, segmented bodies. But the main differences are that the shrimp has two segments, a colorful non-transparent body, and slightly large size. The biggest shrimp can even grow up to a foot in length. These crustaceans are versatile and adaptable animals that inhabit just about every single major saltwater body on the planet between the Arctic and Antarctica. This includes both coastal and deepwater regions. The total number of the worldwide krill population is truly staggering. It is estimated that the entire biomass of the Antarctic krill alone, meaning the total mass of every member of the species put together, is between 125 million and 6 billion tons, among the largest in the animal kingdom. It is the equivalent of trillions of individuals. However, this impressive number hides some worrying trends. Some scientists have estimated that the population of this species may have fallen some 80% since the 1970s due to climate change, disease, and overfishing, though it is not yet threatened. These animals are an essential link in the marine food chain. It connects the microscopic marine organisms at the bottom of the chain to the much larger predators at the top. The vast majority of them are herbivorous or omnivorous in nature, feeding on small algae or microscopic animals that happen to pass by. A few species are exclusively carnivorous and supplement their diet with fish larvae. The krill feed by filtering out edible material from their small appendages. They passively suck up the vast quantities of small food in the water. Higher up the food chain, the krill is perhaps the most widely consumed animal in the entire marine ecosystem. It is an essential prey for seals, birds, especially penguins, whales, and all manner of fish. Therefore, any disruption in the abundance of these animals can have larger ramifications up the food chain. Threats include marine pollution, climate change, and alterations to the habitat or abundance of prey. The krill are caught frequently in some fishery locations, which may drive down numbers as well. These crustaceans have a distinct breeding season that varies based on location and climate. After the male deposits his sperm sac near the female's genitals, she lays thousands of eggs over the course of the entire breeding season, often spaced out into multiple broods. In total, these eggs weigh the equivalent to a third of her mass. Depending on the species, the female will either release the eggs directly into the water or carry them in a specialized sac for the duration of the gestation period. After hatching from the eggs, the young will pass through several larval stages. In the early stages, the undeveloped krill lack the appropriate feeding apparatuses and survive almost exclusively on the egg yolk. In later stages, they develop a mouth and digestive system for consuming plankton. Each stage requires them to replace their entire exoskeleton through a series of molts. Life expectancy depends on where the species is located. Krill that occupy the warm tropical or subtropical waters live between 6 and 8 months, whereas polar species live as long as 6 years if they can successfully evade predators. Krill oil is a very nutritious supplement that includes high levels of protein and omega-3 fatty acids. These fatty acids are associated with lower risks of cardiovascular disease. Not enough research has been conducted to tease out the difference between fish oil and krill oil, but the omega-3 fatty acid is largely the same in both of them.